Hello, Sylvia here, nutrition and fasting coach. Today's topic, fasting is not a one-size-fits-all. And we're going to bust that myth today. And this is especially important for women over 40. So I'm going to talk to you about the 6 methods that I use in my coaching programs. And I'm also going to discuss a little bit a couple of common popular fasting styles. So let's dive in, guys. So think of these different fasts, different levels. Each one unlocks something new in your body. So none is better than another. They are just for different purposes. So your hormonal cycle, your stress load, your goals, they all should guide you onto which one you should choose and when. So let's start with the first one. The first one is what I call intermittent fasting. This is a shorter fast between 13 to 16 hours fasting window. This is a very common entry point into a fasting lifestyle. It will give you many benefits. You'll get, it can help with stabilizing blood sugar, it can reduce insulin spikes, it helps with energy, it can also help reduce some bloating and abdominal issues. This is a great place to start, but I don't want you to think of this as your ceiling. So a tip here that if you have been at this level for a while with no result, or if you had result in the beginning and it stagnated for you, it might be time to level up. All right, so I'm going to go on to talk to the next level here, and that's what I call Autophagy Fasting. So this is a fast that's 17 hours or longer, because what happens at around 17 hours, your body is increasing autophagy. Autophagy is basically your body's recycling system, your cleanup. Your old damaged cells are getting recycled to repurpose into repairing and healing. This is your anti-aging gold, longevity. So this starts kicking in around 17 hours and it will peak at around 72 hours. Of course, it varies by person, of course. And this is a good fast to have in your toolkit if you're dealing with inflammation, joint pain, brain fog, skin issues. This can be a really great option for you to bring out. All right, next level. We're talking about the gut reset fast because of what happens at around 24 hours. This is the 24-hour fast. So this, you're getting a full digestive rest. Your gut, finally, it's time to heal. It's linked to reduced bloating, IBS symptoms, leaky gut improvement, and so many women, they report feeling light and clear mentally after this fast. So this is not an everyday fast, but it's a great tool again to have in your toolbox and use it as needed. All right, next one, and this, my friends, this is my favorite. This is the fat blasting fast, the 36-hour fast. This is where your body depletes your glycogen stores and shift over to burn stored body fat for fuel. So for me personally, it actually took 2 of these fasts before my body was actually able to fully convert to fat adaptation, where I depleted my glycogen stores and were able to run entirely on ketones. So, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen for everyone, but it happens at different stages. So just be patient with this one, because this one can be so powerful. So this is the perfect tool if you are stuck, if you reach that plateau and you want to shake loose, if you're someone who have a significant amount of body fat to lose, this might be a great tool for you to have worked into your schedule. But it requires a little preparation. So you want to make sure you're hydrated with not just water, but electrolytes. And you don't want to start from a stressed state. You also might want to be prepared for breaking the fast. So you do that correctly, so you don't shock your body when you by digesting a large meal after 36-hour rest. So, but absolutely my favorite fast. Next one up is the dopamine fast. This is the 48-hour mark. This goes beyond physical benefits. This affects your brain chemistry here. So dopamine receptors get a reset, and cravings reduce, your mood stabilizes, and some women report profound mental clarity at this stage. So this is also a fast that you need to do intentionally. This is not a beginner fast. You want to make sure you plan this and do it right. But a great fast to get that mental clarity. And then my last one that I use in my programs is the immune boost fast. This is the 72-hour, the 3-day water fast. This is a healing fast. This is where you get the max autophagy, where you start to see stem cell regeneration. And this is an advanced fast that it should be done with, ideally with support. This is not something I do frequently. I do usually 2 a year for deep cellular renewal. But it's not something that you should go to for weight loss, because you're thinking 3 days of no food, I'm going to lose a lot of weight. But no, it might backfire. You don't want to do these fasts frequently for fat loss. For those purposes, the 36-hour fast is much better. I lost my notes. Alright, so that's the 6 fasts that I work with. I want to mention a few popular fasts that are out there. OMAD is one meal a day. This is quite restrictive and can be hard to stick to long term, but it can also, a lot of people see great benefits with this. So you basically just do 1 meal a day, whatever that meal is. I want to bring in though that the most popular thing to do is to use that meal as dinner. But then the later in the day, the less insulin sensitive you are. So that can also influence your sleep quality by eating a large meal late in the day. So having it earlier in the day is very much preferred. But this is a very popular fast. It's something that you can do periodically, but I don't recommend doing it long term. And then if you are a woman who is still cycling, you need to pay attention to the hormones. You don't want to do these longer fasts when you're in the nurture phase, so the week or 10 days leading up to your period, because that's when you need to cater to your progesterone, and you need food at this point. Progesterone needs carbohydrates, it needs fuel, so not a good time for that. Also, another very popular one is ADF, alternate day fasting. Another very restrictive one. It's gonna be tough to stick to. It's basically a rolling 36-hour fast. So you don't eat one day, you eat all day the next day. You don't eat the following day, you eat all day the next day. Going on like that. And you can imagine after a few days of that, it's going to be a very significant calorie restriction. And it might cause some low energy, and it might be very hard to stick to. So not something I recommend long term. It's also, again, a tool you can bring in to shake things loose, but using that 36-hour fast or a 48-hour fast in more strategic placements is much better for the female body, and it's going to help you more long term. It's not going to spike your cortisol and put the brakes on. You know, so if you stress your body too much, you are going to increase your cortisol. Cortisol is going to increase your insulin. When insulin is high, fat burning is shut down. So you want that happy medium. More is not always better. And that's what a lot of people get wrong with fasting. Like fasting, oh, it works. They do fasting for a month or two and they get great results, and then all of a sudden they have a vacation to get ready for, and they want to do more and more just because they want faster results. And all of a sudden that starts to backfire, because then you're stressing. You don't get significant calories. You're increasing cortisol. You're slowing down your fat burning, and you're losing muscle, which then again long term reduces the amount of calories that you burn on a regular basis just existing. So don't do that. More is not better. All right, and there's one more I wanted to mention, and that's the 5-2. It's done in a couple of different ways. One is you have, in a week, you have 5 days where you eat normal, and then you have 2 days where you fast. So technically 2 36-hour fasts in a week. But there's a variety of this one that they call modified 5-2, and that is including a small meal or a snack, like a 300 to 500 calorie meal on your eating day or on your fasting day. And my experience with that is that it just creates more difficulty. For most women, it's actually easier to avoid food completely on your fasting day than to have a little bit and then you want more, because that little insulin spike is all it takes when you are denying food to make it just hard and not an enjoyable fast. So all right, that's the fast I wanted to talk about today. So let me know in the comments, what station, which fasts do you use the most? Which one do you see the most results with? I would love to keep that conversation going. And if you are ready to maybe get some support to figure out the best path for you, just drop coach below. I'll reach out and we can set something up. We can chat just with no obligations, just chat to see where you are and what could work for you. Like, where are you on the spectrum of where should you start fasting? Which fasts should you aim to do? So when I work with my clients, I don't tell them to do, oh, you should do autophagy fasting, and then that's all they do. I always include a variety of fasts, and there's reasons for that. First of all, it's so much better for the female body to have refueling days, making sure you're telling your body there is no emergency, the body is safe. You cannot lose fat if your body feels threatened. If your cortisol is high, your body's going to hold on for dear life. So very important. You want to make sure your body feels safe, and you want to keep your body guessing, so that throwing in some longer fast with the shorter fast and a full fuel day, that's usually where the magic happens. So I hope you enjoyed this video. To learn more, also subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Healthy Habit Nutrition, and more videos like this. All these videos live on my YouTube channel for forever. So I will see you next time.